All right. So, Bucky, how much time do we want to spend on the Thursday night? I mean, for real. How much time
You want to just move on?
on the Thursday night game?
I mean, who do you start?
Okay. All right. So, hang on. Let me ask you a question.
First of all, what do you think they're playing in Pittsburgh? So what do you think?
I'm sure Pittsburgh's probably favored by at least a field goal, I would imagine, if I had to guess.
-6.
Okay. All right.
Now, do you go with Trubisky or Zappe? Zappe, right?
I mean, Zappe's played.
Let me tell you a bold thing that I did last week, which I was. Dude, let me tell you, this may have been the hardest decision. Remember we talked earlier in the show about making those tough decisions? I started Devontae Parker because I had Addison on bye, I had Gabe Davis on bye, I had half my team was on bye, and Demario Douglas is out, Juju Smith-Schuster out. So by default, Devontae Parker's coming back. They got to throw the ball to somebody. Again, the Nico Collins argument against the Jets. They got to throw the ball to somebody. And so I picked him up, and he put up a 10. I mean, that's respectable.
Yep.
Now, I don't recommend anybody playing him tonight, even though Demario Douglas is out again. But if you are in desperate need of a receiver, Devontae Parker's probably on your waiver wire.
Yeah, probably not going to get a lot of touchdowns. Probably just going to get some targets. Even again, if you're looking for 6-8 points with the upside of 12 or 14, you can definitely. But Pittsburgh's pretty good defense. Minka Fitzpatrick's getting better. And I think the defense.
But he's a number one.
I think
he's a number one.
The defense knows they're going to have to play lights out with Trubbs in there.
Yeah.
As long as Trubisky's in there. But it's kind of funny that we're on this game because I have a little bit of a sit-em, start-em quandary in a couple of my other less important leagues, couple free leagues and stuff like that. Do you start Jaylen Warren tonight or do you start Jerome Ford against Jacksonville?
Woo! Well, Najee's banged up. You know that, right?
Yep. Najee's going to play, but still.
They haven't said he's listed as questionable, isn't he? Look that up real quick.
As far as I know, he's going to play.
Look it up, and while you're looking it up, I'll talk a little bit about that. So I've got the same issue in one of my leagues, son. Exact same issue. Jerome Ford or Jalen. I've been back and forth. I looked back, and Kareem Hunt's hurt this week too. I've seen, he's on the injury report. So if Kareem Hunt doesn't play or is limited, and Najee Harris doesn't play or is limited, I start Jaylen Warren between the two. If Kareem Hunt is healthy and Najee Harris is healthy, I think I start Jaylen Warren. I think Jaylen Warren, he's over Jerome Ford. He's more of a pass receiver. He's just got more explosiveness. Jerome Ford, without the touchdown last week, I mean, he got out-touched massively. But that was a game script. You and I talked about that,
It
game
is.
script.
Totally different game against the Rams. By the way, Pittsburgh Steelers running back Najee Harris listed as questionable on the team's final injury report. Will play tonight. The knee injury, a knee injury popped up early this week on the injury report. It will not keep him out of tonight's game.
Okay.
And look, the Patriots.
What about Kareem Hunt? Do you know if he's because if Kareem Hunt, so that means it's going to be a split again with the Steelers against a stout New England Patriots defense. Pick them up if they're on your waiver wire. I just picked them up in the theater league today. Go get them. But if Kareem Hunt is not playing or is leaning towards not playing, I would play Jerome Ford.
The biggest issue surrounding Hunt this week continues to be the same ones all season. It doesn't get a lot of time on the field. Blah, blah, blah. So it's not a big
same thing. Yeah. So, boy.
No, son.
That's tough. Here's to me, here's the X factor, son. Under center for the Steelers, you're going to have Trubisky.
Yep.
And they're going to stack the box.
Yep.
And dare him to throw, and they're going to stop the run.
Yep.
Against Cleveland is playing Jacksonville. But Cleveland has Flacco, and he's a little more
is
of
Flacco,
a threat.
Is Flacco starting this week, or are they going with Darian Talton, Johnson, Robinson, Beckham,
the third,
Odell the third?
Everything that I've seen said Flacco, and Kenny Davidson just picked Flacco up, so I'm pretty sure.
Well, Flacco got dropped in the big league junior.
Wow.
Yeah. So just kind of throwing that out there. Okay.
Well, I think Flacco gives them the best chance to move on, and all they're interested in is not making mistakes and playing defense. That's all Cleveland needs to do.
That's
it. And Flacco is a Trent Dilfer. He was MVP of the Super Bowl by just not f***ing up. Excuse my language, but just not screwing up. I don't mean to drop the F-bomb on it.
I don't mean to, but it happens so much. I'm gonna go loop that and just make it like 9 F-bombs.
No, you cut that out. I don't need to.
No.
So, answer your question. Boy, my gut is Jaylen Warren. Even though that's a stout defense, and even though for all the reasons I said you shouldn't play him, Najee's banged up, and there's a chance he might get hurt. Where are you going, son?
I'm just getting a pen, son.
You sit down and listen to me.
I have my earphones on. I can listen,
no matter
to where I go.
Look, I need to see your face. See if you're making faces at me or not.
So look, the thing about Jaylen Warren, really, truthfully, is his catches.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he gets the ball.
And Jerome Ford doesn't. Kareem Hunt comes in to catch the ball.
See, Jaylen Warren is doing what Kareem Hunt should be doing for Cleveland.
Yes.
And Jaylen Warren is younger and faster and
but they're going
to
they're going to load the box. Like New England is going to load the box, so it's not going to be Najee Harris who doesn't catch the ball that much. It's going to be Jaylen Warren out in the flat because they're not going to be able to run up the middle on that stout Patriots defense. So they're going to dare him to throw.
So are there any Steelers or Patriots that are must starts besides the defense and the field goal kickers?
I don't think so. Do you?
I don't.
I'm not going to start Deontay Johnson with Trubisky. None of them.
We have to start Deontay.
He got a garbage time touchdown last week. It's the only thing that saved him from a 3.
Okay, since we're on this game right now, let me put it.
I can't believe we're talking about it this long.
Yeah, well, we're talking about other teams that go along with it. So
yeah.
Right, so right now we have Deontay in our lineup. Okay, on the bench.
I do too in one league.
On the bench, we have Rico Dottle, Roshan Johnson, DJ Shark, Quentin Johnson, Donald Parham, McBride, who's on a bye, and the Seattle kicker. Do you start any of those players over Deontay Johnson?
The only one that I would consider is Quentin Johnson. He dropped an awful pass last week, though. My God.
He's dropped several.
I know, but there was, yeah. And that's what's wrong with Herbert, dude. He doesn't have Mike Williams. He doesn't have Josh Palmer. He's got Keenan Allen, and that's it. I don't know what's going on with this kid that I saw in college play that was so freaking amazing.
The whole deal is they wanted to bring him along slowly. If it was up to the
Chargers,
a project. He was. But if it's up to the Chargers, they're still rolling with Keenan Allen and Mike Guyton. Williams and the other one, Paul.
Guyton. But Guyton's a better receiver.
But my point is,
right.
They lost 2 of those 3 guys to injury. So they didn't even want Johnson to be in the game right now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So you got to give him some slack. But he's the only other one just because of who's throwing in the ball.
Right. And that's kind of where we're at. That's why we have Deontay, and we're not happy about it. But alas, there we go. As far as the Patriots, I mean, you're going to start the Patriots D, and Bucky's all gigging on Zeke. So
dude. Why wouldn't I?
Well,
I told you in one of my leagues I have 2 running backs. I'm loaded at wide receiver. That's one where I've got AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp, Nico Collins, and Justin Jefferson. Mm-hmm. So I'm loaded at wide receiver. I have Madison, Dillon, and homeboy that's hurt for the Packers running back. God, Dillon's in for it. Aaron Jones. I have those 3. So I'm thinking, you know what? I need anybody that's touching the ball in the backfield. Anybody. So I click on my Yahoo league. It's a $400 league. And there, lo and behold, is Zeke. I'm like, well, he touches the ball. He's getting 5, 6s. So if I get desperate and somebody gets hurt going to the playoffs, I got at least somebody I can plug in. And lo and behold, Stevenson gets hurt. Now I got a starter, and I'm plugging in him and Madison. And screw Dillon.
Zeke, yeah, you can't start.
Oh God,
Dillon.
I hate him. He is the bane of my existence. AJ Dillon.
So Zeke, the Patriots D, and the Patriots kicker. That's
and maybe again, Devontae Parker if you are desperate at wide receiver, man.
Well, if you have to start Devontae Parker, you're damn sure going to
start. You're probably out anyway.
Or you're going to start Deontay Johnson or even George Pickens on the other side because Trubisky can throw a deep ball.
Freiermuth might be because of check downs and all that stuff, because they're going to be coming after him.
Yeah, and I firmly believe that they are going to check down a lot. I think Jaylen Warren and Freiermuth probably have a pretty good game, actually.
I think Freiermuth and Jaylen Warren are probably the two best starts as far as receivers. But that's it. And by gosh, fire up that New England defense because they are coming after him. I bet they sack him 5 times tonight.
Dude, Pittsburgh too. If you got Pittsburgh or the Patriots, fire them up, man.
It's going to be a defensive game, man.
It is. And the under is 30, like Buck was saying.
30, one of the lowest in history.
Last week, the Patriots defense held the Chargers to 6 points.
That's saying something.
I mean, this could be 3-0.
Yeah, Zeke had a horrible game. I mean, not Zeke. Eckler had a horrible game against him where they just stuffed him.
Yep. So either this game is going to be 3-0 or 6-3, or it's going to be 36-30.
Yeah. I think
it's going to be either or.
I think it's going to be under 20 points. I think it's going to be like 13-10.
Well, the thing is, Buck, it's not like one of these teams is great. Now, the Pittsburgh is way better team-wise.
They're way better, but I think Zappi's a better quarterback than Trubisky.
I do too, as much as I hate to say it. What's the spread, Buck?
6 points.
Oh,
-6.
I'm gonna take
-6.
I'm gonna take Pittsburgh. That way, in case it's 6-0, it's just 6-0.
You know what? I'm taking Pats and the points, man.
Oh, he's taking Zeke.
That defense, just because of that defense, they've been playing lights out, man. They're gonna bring the house, and they're gonna dare Trubisky to throw. And can Trubisky throw, Josh?
No, I mean
in the years and years. I mean, don't be fooled, people.
Yes, he can. He can throw.
I mean, to the point where I picked Jameis Winston over him. He's going to be starting for 3 weeks, and I would rather have Jameis Winston for 1 and a chance at him starting than to pick him up.
Trubisky can.